Tonight on Size Eyes on the Skies.
Right now it is bitterly cold out there, as right now it feels like negative 18 degrees in Ames, and as you go further east, also in the mid-teens. We'll take a look at what it could feel like over the next couple of days coming up for your Iowa forecast.
Plus, AJ has a look at the national forecast. Size Eyes on the Skies for Tuesday, January 25th starts now.
Broadcasting live from the studios at Hamilton Hall at Iowa State University, the Iowa State Meteorology Department brings you the latest weather from across the country and out your front door. This is Size Eyes on the Skies.
Good evening. I'm your host, Luke Prokosch. We begin with tonight's weather story. On this day in 2003, 3 youths at a detention center in Annapolis Valley in southeastern Canada took advantage of a record-breaking snowfall to escape. A snowbank high enough to climb over the fence in the yard was constructed and then used to escape. One of the 3 youths was arrested minutes after he escaped. The cold temperatures forced the remaining youths to turn themselves in. To discuss more on what's happening around the country, here's AJ with our national forecast.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Size Eyes meteorologist AJ Rickman, and as we take a look at what's happening around the country tonight, it's cold. Just across the country, it's just cold. We've got showers and some unsettled weather down in Florida, and towards the end of the week, we're going to want to watch out. We might have a storm off the East Coast. I'll have that and more coming up.
I, Krista, take you, Jamie, to be my wife.
When we found out that we were pregnant, we were just elated. We were just sitting there waiting for the pediatrician. She said she won't be taking you in as a client.
We are a lesbian couple, but she's just a baby. She's the one you're denying the service to.
Welcome back. Now here's AJ with a look at what's happening around the nation.
As you can see, looking across the country, like I said, it is just cold. I mean, unless you're down there along the coast, or way down in the southwest, you're just across the board experiencing real cold temperatures. Iowa, Minnesota, North Dakota, eastern part of South Dakota, you're in the heart of it. So, and as we start looking at the regional side of things, again, starting out in the Midwest, right in the heart of that cold air, 5 degrees in Des Moines. Whew, feels like winter. 5 degrees in Sioux Falls, and as we get further up, again, you dip into the negatives, below 0. Oh, nice toasty 0 degrees here in Green Bay. And as we take a look over here in the Northeast, again, still just experiencing that bitterly cold air. As you get closer to the coast where it's a little warmer, you're a little closer to that water that's regulating the temperatures. You're a little closer to freezing in Boston, a little above it in New York and Washington, D.C. But as you get further inland, again, just that cold polar air mass is keeping you in a deep chill. All right, and as we go down into the southeast, again, further up into the Tennessee area, northern Mississippi, you're still experiencing the effects of that really cold polar air mass, but as you get further down into Georgia, Florida, the Carolinas, you kind of start to get out of it, get into a little more seasonable air for what you'd have there for that time of year. And as we look over into the southwest, again, just cold across the board. As you get down into southern Arizona, southern New Mexico, southern California, and as you get closer to the west coast, it's a little bit warmer. You're able to get out of that cold polar air mass a little bit, have a little more pleasant temperatures. But as you get further north, 20s and 30s across the board, even colder up at the tops of the Rockies. And again, as we get into the northwest, that's where you're, again, really getting into that cold air again. And you got the mountaintops where it's going to naturally be colder anyway. And then, again, as you look further off into eastern Montana, into the Dakotas, that's where you get into the heart of that cold air mass where it's really, really cold. But just across the board, feels like winter. And as we take a look at the 500 millibar height, which this is a good indication on what's happening with the atmosphere, as you can see, you've kind of got that dip kind of across the board where you can see those blues and those greens starting to filter down. That's what's giving us that cold air right now. And as we look ahead into Wednesday, we're going to continue to see that. And as we go into Thursday again, we're just locked into that pattern, and it just stays. You know, we get a little bit of a ridge out west that might warm things up a little bit over there, but for the eastern half of the country, sorry guys, for the next little bit, it's going to be like that. It's going to be cold. And as we take a look at the futurecast, again, right now you can see that snow that's falling out across Colorado, Texas, New Mexico, on into Oklahoma. And you can also see some of the unsettled weather that we're having down in Florida. And as we go through the next several hours and into Thursday, we'll start to see that snow kind of diminish as it pushes out across the middle of the country, pushes out east. And Florida, you'll still have the occasional shower, isolated thunderstorm. And then as we continue to go towards the end of the week, you might get some lake effect snow showers up in the up around the Great Lakes. Give you a little fresh coat of snow there. And then as we start to look towards the end of the week into Friday, something I want you guys to keep an eye on, especially along the eastern seaboard up into the northeast. We're going to start to have some unsettled weather, and we're going to get a low pressure system that forms off the east coast. Now, there's still a lot of uncertainty with this track, so, you know, take this for what it is. The forecast could change a lot one way or the other. Could be not much, could be a really big storm. But as we go into Friday, you're going to want to keep an eye on that. And everybody along the East Coast, just keep an eye on it, see what it does over the next couple days, and as we get a little more certainty in the forecast. But as we take a look at the week ahead into one of the warmer areas of the country, those are kind of hard to find right now. Houston, Texas, just had the NWA conference there, and for the Iowa State students and other college students, it's our weather challenge forecast city for the next 2 weeks. And as you can see, going to be nice, very nice. Pretty steady temperature, you know, mid to, or upper 50s, and we're going to just kind of, you know, go up and down a little bit, 50s into the 60s, 30s and 40s at night. Going to warm up as you get into early next week and might have the chance for some rain.
Thank you, AJ, for that forecast. Now let's take a look at tonight's trivia question. On December 15th, 2021, how many tornadoes were reported in the state of Iowa? Was it A, 61? That means A, 48? B, 61? C, 92? Or D, 122? We'll have your answer coming right up. Now let's take a look at the week ahead with Danny.
Thank you, Luke. Well, headlines for the next couple of days. It's been bitterly cold. That's going to stick around for at least tonight into early tomorrow morning. Will be very dry, no precip for the foreseeable future. We are expecting a warmer weekend, especially for those going to the Saturday Cyclones game. We'll have that and more coming up for your full Iowa forecast.
Hey guys, how are you today?
Good.
I'm here to talk about how with technology you can make amazing worlds. Come with me. My team and I bring the Halo world to life.
Is that you?
That is me. I wasn't a math genius, and I knew nothing about coding. But you guys do. You guys have the power to change things.
I want your job.
I want you to have my job.
Good evening, everyone. I'm meteorologist Danny Cassidy. Well, we already saw these headlines here, so we'll zoom in here for the next scene. Take a look current outside. Ames, it is currently 1 degree out. Not very warm, obviously, for this time of year, even for January. Right now it feels like 10 below. You can see some of that snowpack still on the ground here in front of the Memorial Union. That's keeping things pretty cool and will continue over the next couple of days, especially overnight tonight. Temperatures across Iowa, we have single digits here and a lot of below zero, especially in Mason City and Decorah, some of those cooler areas, especially where they got some of that snow over the weekend. As we head further east into Iowa, 2 below in Dubuque, 3 below in Cedar Rapids. And the west side is starting to bring some of that warmer air, and this is going to be kind of the trend. Sioux City and Council Bluffs are still in the teens rather, and this will continue to move in overnight tonight and early tomorrow morning, which will bring a bit of warmer air. So current wind speeds right now, not too blustery out, maybe around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Some of the east, some of those higher wind speeds, Dubuque and Davenport, hovering around 14 miles per hour. Won't be very windy overnight, so wind chills won't be bitterly cold. However, some of this warmer air that's moving in from the southwest will bring in a bit of a breeze. Right now it feels like 18 below in Ames, 18 below in Des Moines, 18 below in Decorah and Dubuque. So we're in the lowest point right now. Again, we had that big snowpack from that New Year's storm. So that's giving us a lot of snow, especially bringing in some colder temperatures. Right now, current look at satellite and radar, we are almost crystal clear across the state of Iowa. So that's going to contribute to some of those low overnight temperatures, especially with those calm winds. Can make things bitterly cold if you're having any commute either tonight or tomorrow morning. So look ahead here for tomorrow. So at 8 a.m. going to be 12 below. It's going to be downright cold. So make sure to bundle up and make sure to be especially covered in hats, gloves, mittens, and scarves, especially if you're going out either for school or for work. We are under a wind chill advisory in effect until noon tomorrow. So make sure to give yourself plenty of time to bundle up there. As we head into the afternoon, that warmer air, we warm up from 2 below at 10 a.m. up to 18, 21 at 4 o'clock. So we'll warm up a little bit and feel a little bit warmer than we have in the past, although it won't be sticking around for very long. So this is futurecast temperatures here. So this is 7:30 a.m. again, so 18 below. That is downright cold. And some of that colder air, especially off to the east, 20 below in Decorah, Waterloo, and Dubuque. But you can see some of this warmer air start to usher in Sioux City, Council Bluffs. That will continue to move off to the east, giving us a little bit of some warmer air, especially for our day here into the afternoon. We see 20s here in Ames, Fort Dodge, Des Moines, and then see Sioux City and Council Bluff mid to upper 30s. That's going to continue to move off to the east as we head into our night, Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Low of about 21 here in Ames, so it's not too bad, especially compared to tomorrow morning. However, this cold air, some Arctic air from Canada moves in, and you can see some of these single digits up to the north and even off to the east. This will continue to move in Thursday night into Friday morning. And again, a Friday morning low about 8 below in Ames and even some, again, double-digit lows. So again, the cold air does come back and stick around for a little while. So for tonight, we are clear around 17 below. Again, winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be or feel any warmer because those colder airs will make those temperatures especially drop overnight tonight. Tomorrow we do warm up a little bit, 23 degrees. Will be very breezy though, around 10 to 20 miles per hour. Warmer air is coming in, but it's a bit of a battle with the wind chills and the temperatures, so it'll still feel pretty cold out there, especially for a winter day. Over the next 7 days, it will be breezy tomorrow on Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday, we don't see any really relief with temperatures. Saturday, however, we are warming up to around freezing, which will be nice, especially for tailgating at the game on Saturday. And then Tuesday is our next chance for maybe a rain-snow mix, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning.
Thank you, Danny. Now let's review tonight's trivia question. On December 15th, 2021, how many tornadoes were reported in the state of Iowa? And the correct answer, what do you guys think it is?
Well, I was working at a news station for a couple weeks, so I believe it is 61, but new information might have come in, so I'm not sure.
You know, I honestly don't know. I know that I followed that system, and it was pretty fun to watch and crazy to see tornadoes in Iowa in December.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say 122 just for fun.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, it seems like a fun number. Like, oh, well, I was wrong. The answer was 61.
You know what, Luke? I mean, it could have been 122. I mean, we've seen crazier things happen here in Iowa.
Oh, yeah, but December, though? Oof.
You never know.
Crazy.
All right. Well, that concludes tonight's show. Please be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and you can find our show on YouTube as well. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you later. Have a great night.